Hello, Malvolio, isn't it? I'd like to thank you for taking time to speak to me today.
Alright. And no, I'm not doing this in a British accent. Oh, don't mention it. No, seriously. It's my pleasure to be here. I mean, whatever else might someone as important and influential as myself have to do other than sit here and talk to the likes of you? I added that little likes of you part. Ha! I'm mostly joking, of course. Or am I?
I have to admit, you're the first Cassian I've ever met.
Alright. I'll do it with the French accent. At least it'll make up for something. Oh, but some of these words. Sure, but let's talk a little bit more about you. Actually, I have to admit, you're the first Cassian I've ever met. I'm totally reading the wrong thing. Congratulations! You must feel very privileged.
Sure, but let's talk a little bit more about you.
Ah, my favorite subject.
I can see that. What can you tell me about being a Cassian?
Oh, life is challenging when you're a highborn Cassian like myself. Of course, it is undoubtedly very difficult for normal people to comprehend.
Please, do your best to explain.
Very well. Imagine that you're smarter, stronger, and generally more capable than almost everyone who surrounds you. Actually, forgive me. I highly doubt that you're able to imagine it. It is a very unbelievable burden.
I'm pretty sure I get it.
No, wait. Please, let me explain a picture for you. Using simple words, of course. For the moment you're born, there is an exception that you will lead the Empire to its greater destiny. It is that clear.
Crystal.
Really? I'm not sure you're quite seeing it as the way I do. No surprise, of course. Not your fault. You simply don't have the pedigree that I do.
Let's move on. I hear that the Cassians and the Elden have some history.
We must certainly do. The Elden chose my people to establish the Dominion almost 2,000 years ago. I'd say we've more than risen to the challenge. That being said, ruling the galaxy hasn't always been easy, regardless of the fact that we do it to be such an impeccable style.
Given that history, I would assume that you have an interest in planet Nyxis?
Your grasp of the obvious is truly astounding. Of course I have an interest in the planet Nyxis. You have wheat. It represents the legacy granted to us by the Elden so long ago. Nothing could be of more importance.
Then you must not be too happy about the exiles having discovered it.
I would beg you not to insult me by discussing galactic scum in my presence.
But don't you think they have a right to be there since they found it first?
I'm going to try and ignore the fact that you have asked me such ridiculously stupid questions. What I will say is that when one's house is infested with vermin, one has very little choice but to exterminate those vermin as quickly and thoroughly as possible.
I can see this is upsetting you. Let's change the subject. Tell me more about the Dominion.
What's to tell? It's just your standard. All-powerful interstellar empire has conquered all of the known races in the galaxy. It's quite impressive, you know.
All of the known races? I seem to recall you had some difficulties on planet Nox.
You are really becoming a nuisance.
I just want to get the facts straight. Can you talk to me about the other races in the Empire?
Oh, very well. There's the Draken of planet Micros. Savage fellows, to say the least. Difficult to have a dinner party, yes, but there's nothing better when it comes to pure, unadulterated violence.
And then there's those robots.
Ah, yes, you mean the Mechari. Yes, rather serious chaps, being engineered by the Elden and all that. I wouldn't exactly call them personable, but they do have a spectacular job of protecting the Empire. Very good.
Anyone else?
No.
Are you sure? I could have sworn that I saw...
Very sure. Next question.
Okay. How would you describe the Cassian's role in the Dominion?
Well, I don't mean to toot your proverbial horn, but the Dominion would absolutely fall to ruin without the wisdom, intelligence, and exemplary leadership of my people.
Don't you think that maybe you're overstating the importance of the Cassians just a bit?
Let me ask you a question. Does your utter lack of intelligence often embarrass you spectacularly?
I'd say we're done here.
Yes? Good. I think I'll have to go lie down.